Being a mom, as you know, is one thing, all of the hats you have to juggle. When you are a mom and you suddenly lose a child, everything goes wrong. What I found like grieving my daughter is I have to give myself grace. It's okay if I don't show up in a certain way. I think it's healing to know that God shows me grace even in the hurt.
Hey Glow Talks fam, welcome back. Today's episode is for anyone who has gone through grief, pain, major life changes, crisis, and wanted to understand that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We have an amazing guest today, and she's here to share with you the ups and downs of blending a family, experiencing unexpected grief, and faith, and how to rise above, even with traumas in life. So please, I would love to welcome Noelle Lacey.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here.
Sure.
I know that we haven't necessarily sat down in person, so I just want to be, forthcoming for our viewers.
Yeah.
But I'm really I'm so grateful to have you. Thanks for your candidness.
Oh, sure. Thank you
in
for the
sharing
opportunity.
your story.
This is going to be good.
So if you guys don't know Noelle, she is a singer. And I have had the privilege of listening to your voice on stage at Community Church over the years. So you very much inspire me. And I know we're going to be getting into more of that. But I also know that you recently had gone through some really, crisis and challenges. It's hard. It's hard when we're not really sure how to piece our lives back together.
Yes.
After trauma. So not that I want to get started on that portion of it. Maybe we can work a little bit on some new joys and some new events and changes in your life. So tell me a little bit about your story, your history, wherever you'd like to start is fine.
Okay. Well, originally from Ohio and the middle child of 3. I am everything they say about a middle child. Very spicy and creative. But a daddy's girl, which I'll probably share a little bit about that later on. But grew up in Ohio. My father was a pastor.
Okay.
And that was fun. And some things happened in the church and he stepped away, broke his heart a little bit. And so my mom just pulled the reins. She was mom and dad for a long period of time.
Okay.
But in that I grew as a daughter for both of them because they needed me in different areas. And then high school was high school, right? And
were you singing then?
I was singing. I started singing at 3.
Okay.
At 3, which is pretty funny because my mother was my first teacher and we went to a private school. And the choir there was amazing. And I loved hearing the sound. There was a long hallway. We were in an old Catholic building. And I loved just hearing the voices. And so I just started singing all around the house. I got on my dad's nerves a lot with that. But they gave me a shot and I just started with the choir.
Wow.
Yeah. So, which is cool. I kind of had some friends that were doing it as well. But as far as like family goes, I was told that my grandfather was the singer.
Okay.
I didn't have the chance to get to meet him, my mother's dad. But I just try to do my best and create my sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so inspiring. I love listening to you guys. And I even watch online when I can't make it. So I like to watch live so that I can actually see the first part of the service and worship. So
we love it.
Yeah,
we really
great.
do. Hubby moved here a year before me.
Okay.
Which was kind of like, it was a turning point because we were just dating. And I was like, oh man, here's this nice guy. We had a great time dating. And now he has to move. Oh, is this gonna, go anywhere, because long distance, at the time, COVID, it made it even more, worse, to be honest. But he grew a foundation there and pulled me along, and we got married, and it's just good.
Okay, so now I understand that you have a blended family together.
Yes.
So what does that look like? Like, how did you date when your kids because I'm going through it.
Okay.
My husband passed and it's been over 2 years, and my teenagers are really not crazy about it.
I know. Well, I'll start here. I think it kind of helps me, just being my own mama bear and owning what I do know how to provide for any human. You know what I mean? And then also just teaching. I've been teaching for 18 years. Okay. So that kind of helped me how to navigate. But the thing about our family was we had 3 teens.
Okay.
And we just wanted to start life together. And so that was a little bit scary.
Yeah.
Because teenagerdom is just a realm of all emotions. There's no sugarcoating, and you know all the things and the dramatics and the extremes.
The world's ending.
Whoa. Yeah. So honestly, we dated each other with grace. Okay. We didn't have our children a part of the dating scene.
Okay.
I know for me, I was a single mom and going through divorce. So I was kind of hesitant anyways.
Yeah.
So I just kind of, when I had time to date, I did that. And he was so nice about it and just patient.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think for him on his side, his kiddos were in Jersey. So just the back and forth of that. Okay. We only spent maybe 2 or 3 times together. So we built our thing together first.
Yeah.
I mean, once the children saw us together, it just kind of eased everything in.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, my kids are very loving and patient and kind and all of that. And not to say that I don't know how you guys met.
This is funny. We get this question all the time. All the time. So I will give you my version. Which, women, we're pretty accurate, right? So I'm a worship leader. I was a worship leader outside of all things Virginia, all things Amante. Mm-hmm. And at times I would do weddings, funerals, things like that. And so I got a call, and a lady wanted me to sing for her 10-year anniversary. Mm. And I said, okay, sure. And I usually say, send me the songs that you want me to provide for you guys, and we'll work from there. So she sent me a particular song. Now, this song was a duet.
Okay.
And the gentleman also was a guitarist. And so this is while I was in Ohio. I was like, okay, now who do I know that sings? I know a lot of musicians, but that sings and plays guitar. Oh, Amante Lacey. Jess, I did not know him from a can of paint. I did not know him. So that part is absolutely true. I literally went to Facebook, typed in his name, and thankfully, prayerfully, his profile was public. So I was like, hey, I'm Noelle. I'm not weird. We know the same musicians. I just wanted to know, do you do weddings? Do you sing at weddings? And his response was very short. And he's like, I don't do weddings. I was like, okay, well, that didn't work out. Continued to do my own thing. And somehow, some way, he went to my page. And what really helped me during my divorce, my outlet was cooking. Mm-hmm. And so I did a lot of cooking video, a lot. Just because that was my own space when the kids were asleep, or even if they were doing an activity, I had that space just for myself to measure, just to breathe. Mm-hmm. So I had a lot of content on my pages, and I see a little message from him, and he offers a spaghetti cook-off. And I was like, okay, well, sure. Okay. So long story short, I prepare the spaghetti. I get to his home, and he said one key thing. I assumed, I'm kind of like a little dingy. I assumed that it was just, we were 2 humans eating. We'll talk, and that's it. I even prayed before I got there. I said, Lord, please shut everything off. I'm not trying to, because divorce is hard.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to have any type of, relationship or anything like that. Just cut it all off. But he was on the phone when I walked in, and whoever he was talking to, he said, I have to go. I'm on a date. That word, I immediately went in myself. I said, I'm wearing the wrong thing. I don't have enough perfume. I just started
all the checklist items
all
that
the
you're
checklist things. But the evening went well. And from there, we just built our friendship. And that's what I really value this time around, because I didn't imagine myself remarrying.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I mean, I'm not like, I feel you.
Yeah, one day at a time.
Friends first is good. And I can say the same for the gentleman that I'm dating.
Nice.
We were friends first. And, I feel like that's really important to build that camaraderie and respect and trust before, looking at all the other things that like dating and intimacy and all of that other stuff.
Exactly. And it lets you put your guard down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I feel like I can be really myself.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you showed up.
Yeah.
And then heard the word date and you're like,
what? So, showed up, we ate. He did not prepare the spaghetti.
Okay.
There was nothing there in the home. He left me there. This is all real too. He left me there what felt like an hour. He went and got flatware. He had he had nothing in the home. No flatware, no plates, no cups. I was like, what is going on? But he told me, and his side is he called a mutual friend of ours. And he said, hey, give me the rundown on this Noelle girl. And luckily, his name's Skylar. He said, she's a good girl. You have nothing to worry about. So he came back and we ate, we chatted. He fixed a really good kale salad.
Okay.
And salad is my favorite thing to eat.
Like
so
I used to be a nutrition expert, so I'm feeling that.
Listen, I didn't know about massage. Like, that's a thing.
Yeah, you have to massage the kale.
That was the first time ever. My world is new now with massage kale salad. It's a thing now in the home. So that's how we started.
Oh, that's so great.
It's a little wacky.
No, I think it's like it's just God doesn't make any mistakes, right? And then we can feel that once we even look back into our own lives and stories and how things come together, and that we just didn't really realize ahead of time that that's what was going to happen all along, right?
Yeah.
So fast forward.
Sure.
Now you guys are both on the worship team, heading up the worship team, I believe, right?
He is the head. Okay. I'm one of the leaders. He is the go-to guy.
Yeah,
for
that's
all
great.
Things worship there. So
for community church, which I love. You guys can check them out, and they're online
awesome.
and all that, YouTube. So feel free. We'd love to see you over there for a service.
Yeah.
But then fast forward, getting the kids kind of all together and in line and kind of starting fresh.
Yeah.
You guys decided to add to the family?
We did. Okay. So decided we were just enjoying each other.
Okay.
Once we got married, we really didn't have a plan as far as what that would look like as far as an addition to the family.
Yeah.
And so I'm finding humor in all of these things that you're asking me. This is good. So, you can feel when you're, with child.
Yeah.
I was like, it's been a while. I'm in my late 30s. I'm like, is this really happening? But took a test. I think we took 5 tests. And I still have the video where I call him into the bathroom, my 5th stick. And I'm like, told ya.
Positive.
Yeah. And so naturally we both were like, not, oh no, like we don't want this, just a shift. Like, we've got to turn a corner here.
Yeah.
And once we got over that millisecond, because it was just a quick moment, we got down and we were excited. So we planned a cute way and it was near the holidays, actually, Thanksgiving. And we made a cute little plan where we put the test in a gift box and showed the family. And of course, they were all supportive and we were excited. Yeah. Like, our love child, yay.
Aww.
So,
yeah, Rudy and I, when we were first living together and we weren't actually engaged, but yeah, same thing. Love child.
Yeah.
Ava came to be.
Nice.
So, and again, same thing, like finding out. And I was like at the doctor doing like a routine visit, and it just so happened that I wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, let's do some blood work and whatever. And she called me the next day, and it was like the end of my work day, on my cell phone. And I'm like standing, my car's blocked in. I was working in construction and with a developer at the time in DC. And my car was all blocked in with all the other vehicles.
You had to be there.
And I get the call from my doctor that I'm pregnant. And I'm like, what? Like, I was shocked, you know, because that's not even what I was expecting for her to call me back about, you know? And I go to my car, and I'm like, well, I can't even leave. So I called Rudy and, you know, told him the news, and he was like, oh, that's great. He was so excited. I was nervous because I didn't want to scare him, you know?
That's the response any gal would want. That's awesome.
So, and he literally drove all the way from Reston to downtown DC where I was, picked me up. We went out for like a little dinner down the street in Georgetown, and, you know, here we are.
That's a core memory.
Here we were.
That's beautiful.
So, I feel all those feelings. We call it nerve-sighted.
Oh, I'll have to use that,
It's a term. Ava coined it.
Oh, I love that.
She told me, Mom, I'm nerve-sighted when she was going to go up on stage for something.
Wow.
I was like, you know, Ava, that's a good one. I'm going to remember that. So.
And then even with nerves, you know, because people will come to us about singing and things like that, or things they really want to do, and they'll express that they're nervous. I kind of say good, because you are caring about what you are about to do.
Yeah.
So your heart's in it. So I kind of like flip it like that and just keep them positive.
Yeah. No, it's good to reframe it like that with anything in life, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, little did we know how these surprises can really like make a turning point in our lives. Good stuff, just like, you know, finding out that we're going to be having a new family member, and even the hard stuff when we lose our loved ones. So, yeah, I think I wasn't really thinking back when we were having a family and doing all of this that I would have to raise my 3 kids without my husband, you know, and that was a really hard pill to swallow. Like after we originally heard that he had this cancer and that it was very aggressive, you know.
Wow.
So luckily we were able through medicine and Johns Hopkins to, you know, extend his life like a full pretty much 7 years from his initial diagnosis. But it didn't make it any easier having to go through the loss. So I know you've also been through loss, and not to kind of jump to that, but
it's fine.
As you were, you know, carrying your baby and getting ready.
We were getting ready for my birthday. That's in December. We had already told everybody the good news in November. But a part of knowing that first doctor's appointment, they had us just do the routine stuff. And also with that was a screening, which I didn't think anything of. And I kid you not, we were getting ready to go to DC for just a birthday dinner. And I got a call from the doctor just explaining what the screening produced, and it was trisomy 18.
Okay.
Had no idea what that was, but I knew it wasn't good, and I believe they said 93%, but they just kind of reassured me, like, it's just a screening, even though it's pretty high percentage. We're going to do some more testing, kind of like, don't worry about it, or don't worry about it yet.
Yeah.
But still, you know how we are.
Then it's in the back of your mind.
Oh man, we're going through it in our mind, and we got through the birthday dinner, but my mind was there. And so when that happened, obviously, I told my family back home. He told his as well. And to be honest, my first foot forward wasn't my best. I really took that hard. What do you mean? You know, I always have great pregnancies. You know, I thrive. I like to compare and contrast. So I was trying to figure out how in the world, with my past being a mama, how is this into my world right now?
Right.
So I kind of went within myself, honestly. It was really, really hard. And it didn't make it easier that because of the screening, we had to do a lot of tests. So we went to the doctors a lot.
After that point.
Oh my goodness, a lot. So just that space in continuing to cook,
Yeah.
to cook her, love her. That was easy, but I was almost kind of guarding my thoughts of what it could be because I didn't want to say it out loud. I kind of want, in my mind, if I kept it to myself, it would happen, wishing on a star type of thing.
Yeah.
So I know for me, it was really hard trying to walk through that. And the good thing about hubby was he was so proactive with just saying the up of whatever was going on. And he, like I said, it's good to be with your best friend. So he would find ways to make me smile and laugh, crack a joke. And so that helped a lot because I could have been a lot worse with that type of news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then what was, feel free to share your experience, but like after knowing that that the pregnancy was no longer going to hold, and having to share that with friends and family and other people, like I can imagine that was just so hard.
It was very hard. I kept tissues with me all the time. But we believed that the opposite could happen. And now that I think about it, most of the doctors that we had on the team weren't really hopeful. So that didn't help. But it gave us the tools we needed to pray.
Yeah.
And to be honest, just at that time, praying for me, just from my own space, it was not happening. I kind of shut down, really.
I did the same thing, like watching Rudy kind of, go through it. And I felt the same, I will say. I mean, not that I had to carry a baby and go through that process with losing a child, but I felt that I had to go within myself when I was literally seeing with my two eyes what was happening. And he was the one that was very strong of like, I'm going to go do the next trial, or I'm going to do this, or, I'm on the phone with Lipson. They say they have this, they have that. He was very much an advocate for his own, healing. And I was there for him too, to carry out all the tasks and just make sure that he was comfortable and that we were able to do what he wanted. But prayer for me was really hard. So I was definitely relying on my friends and my prayer warriors
in the community.
I love that you wore your button with her. So.
I have different, for me, just healing and grief in general. For me, it helps me to have something of hers. And it just gets me through. But the doctors, said we weren't going to see her full term.
Okay.
If we want to hold a live baby, we'll have to have a C-section, which I've never had before.
Right.
All my births were natural. Just some pretty intense things. And I remember the day she came. I was at community church early in the morning. My youngest went to VAA.
Okay, yeah.
And it was a promotion day. She was very excited to go to kindergarten. And I was very pregnant. So I wobbled in with hubby and had a regular day and went back to work. I don't know why I did that, but I went back to work and got through the rest of the day. I had some pains and I was like, man, feeling a little weird.
Yeah. And when you're like very pregnant, you can have pains of all different kinds.
Yeah. And honestly, I was 35 weeks.
Okay, yeah.
But also on top of that, I had something, I can't remember the name of it, but when you have extra amnio fluid.
Okay, yeah.
So I was weighing in about like 42 weeks. It was crazy. But still worked the rest of the day. my last student went home, and we had a call with Children's National, I
Okay.
believe.
Yep.
We had a lot of doctors on this.
Yeah.
And so we did a Zoom call, and we voiced like we believe in God. We're going to see this full term. We don't want a C-section. And one of the doctors said, well, if you want to hold a live baby, just very kind of cold a little bit.
Yeah.
If you want to hold a live baby, this is how it has to go. And right after they said that, my water broke in my classroom. Completely broke. I still have a video of it because I was in shock. And all of the Zoom, I think we had about 8 doctors on the Zoom. I said, I have to go. My water just broke. And I was like, that's how you end the conversation.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, that's how you end the conversation. Now, that was around like rush hour time. It's crazy town. I was there. Another teacher was there, and just trying to stay calm. The ambulance was coming, and they told me to prepare to have her on the floor of my classroom. And I was like, okay. So they got all these towels, whatever they could find. And I'm just laying there and just trying to breathe through it all. I can feel her like pushing down. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
This is really happening right now.
What a story.
Yeah.
They get there. I was waiting for hubby. Hubby got there after the medic team. They take me off of the roof. So there was a window on the roof. I'm on this stretcher. They're taking me. I was scared because I'm scared of heights. They're taking me off of the roof of the school down to the ambulance. We get there, and I had her within 40 minutes.
Okay.
But the cool thing was the person who delivered, while all the adrenaline is just running through my body, very gentle, like, hi, we're going to have this baby. My name is Elise Faith. Faith. I held on to that word. I said, while I'm trying to push, I said, wait a minute, Elise Faith? I said, from Fort Hays. We went to high school together in Ohio.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, that helped me. We went through a lot of like just bad stories with, keeping the baby. And I was like, look at you, God. Yeah. Even in the midst of like bringing her to the world, like you're still like, hey,
and that there was so much uncertainty.
Right? Yeah. And so pushed her out, and we had our baby that we could not have. They said we could not have or hold a live baby. We did. We knocked it out of the park for that. And I'm grateful for that. Yeah. I am. I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. That's so great. I'm sure that it helps to have like, I don't know. I always try to, especially knowing how powerful God is. Yeah. To not like play the movie in my mind of what I think and like let God play it out. Yeah. Because it always, for me anyway, goes different. Not what I thought.
He thinks of it all.
Yeah. And in those moments, I'm sure that kept you like, in a good space mentally, that you could have a baby and stay, less stress on you, the mom. Yeah. So I imagine you were at a local hospital to your school.
Yeah. Well, I was supposed to be at Fairfax just because of the diagnosis and all that. But we couldn't make it. She was coming out. She was coming out. So it was the Loudoun area, Nova. And we were in awe that, oh my God, I can hear you. Oh my God, I can smell you. Yeah. Oh my God, you're on my chest. Like, those were victories for me because, again, I was basically, time after time, they just kept saying like, oh, we don't see any movement.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's not that. Oh. Or if you want it, then you have to do it this way.
Yeah, it would just knock the wind out of me, honestly. So we were just in awe. And literally for the first day, I held her the whole day. Yeah. Like on my left side, I remember that. I didn't care about it hurting her. I just could not believe that I had that chance to see her, to know her, even if it was for a moment. And we had her for 3 days. Okay. And I'm grateful for those 3 days.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. Yeah. I know other folks, even in our community, who have lost, unborn children, and
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who have had miscarriages and just never even had the opportunity to meet the baby face to face. So
Yeah.
I just gosh, I can't even imagine, honestly. I know what it was like to, like, see Rudy through his passing and being there at his side and just holding him. I just didn't want him to be scared.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing for me, is
Yeah.
that I knew by then my faith had grown so much, and I had a lot of dreams. I had a lot of, like, seeing Jesus
Wow.
through that time. And I think a lot of people probably looked at me like I was crazy, and I was just trying to help Rudy to just not be scared and know that I'm there. And I kept telling him, like, we did everything we set out to do, you know? And I truly believe, which I told him too, I was like, I feel like this is spiritual warfare. It really was
Absolutely.
very strong in my core that, he was an amazing man. He was so smart and did so much for this country,
Wow.
to keep us safe, and all behind the scenes. And he didn't want any recognition. He didn't want anyone to know,
Just humble.
you know.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, if he had stayed alive and had continued in his journey, like, probably he would have continued to save many, many lives, and continue to fight against, the war on terrorism
Wow.
and more. So yeah, like, that part, I think just this country is probably um, missing out because he's not here anymore. But I just remember, like, I really didn't want him to be scared. Like, I knew that he was going to go to heaven. I knew he was going to be with God. I knew he was going to be with my angels. So that part to me was like, I know it was harder for him, I think, at that point to, I think, just see that, or know it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'm sure you provided the strength just to bring that peace, like the word of God says, that peace that surpasses all understanding.
that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
You provided that for him.
Yeah. So, I guess, like, for me anyway, after he passed and coming back to, like, life, it was a mess.
I know. Yeah.
I just, especially just internally, right? Even though I know he was in a better place and not in pain, it was really hard to watch my kids,
Yeah.
and his family. So I don't know if you experienced that, like, that the grief of others, like, you're trying to deal with your own self and your own grief.
Yeah.
But then the grief of others also almost, like, for a time surpassed whatever I had to deal with yet inside. It was more important for me to, go through it with my kids, try to help, my extended family as much as I could. And then all the business of his passing and the estate and the tax. I mean,
All
just
the
everything.
things.
Like, everything, and just having to kind of take over everything.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming.
It is. For the third day, and I just also want to speak about the community church.
Yeah, I want to talk too, because they were there for me.
They were there for me. They still are there for us.
Same.
Even before Kennedy came, just the constant calls, the check-ins, the prayers, and I was actually going through foundations actually at the time, which was so good, because it brought me some friendships I didn't know I could have.
Yeah.
Still being kind of new to the area, I didn't know that.
And just coming out of coronavirus.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I just didn't know that was available to me, but God loves to show the spread.
It's
Here's
true.
the table. Here's all that you can have. And so, when we broke the news to them, so many ministers came. Pastor Jill and Charlie, Pastor Fred, they were there. We were able to get her baptized. I was able to wash her hair. So those things meant a lot to me. Hubby was able to bring his guitar in, and we just had worship. His mother was there, my mother, my grandmother, my best friend. we feel now, I'm pretty sure that was breaking the rules, but the team that worked with us in the NICU just had a soft space for us. And honestly, it had to be the favor of God.
Yeah.
They just allowed that for us to have that moment, and they prayed over us. And honestly, that was important. But what really, because she died in my arms. And before she did, just being a mama bear, my best friend was holding her. And I just was watching her, and I was like, let me see. I called her Sweet Pea. I still call her Sweet Pea. And so I was just holding her. But I could tell something was going on. She finally opened her eyes, and I went close to her ear, and I just started praying and just saying, Mommy loves you. And, that was it. That was it. But I'm glad it happened in my arms.
Yeah.
I'm glad I had that. And it wasn't closure. It was just an extension.
Yeah.
I know what an embrace for her feels like. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I do.
it really affected me because generation-wise, my grandmother was in there. And so Kennedy was able to see her great-grandmother, but it broke her heart. And so it broke my heart even more. My daughters weren't in the room. Our children weren't in the room. And, just going through what we go through as moms, like, okay, did this happen? Did this happen? Not being able to have that for others. You know how you extend your care for others?
I know.
That really took a toll on me, honestly.
Yeah. I couldn't be there for my kids, I think, in the way that I wanted to,
Yeah. But, with grief, I am learning. We also did Grief Share. Community Church had a wonderful opportunity for those just suffering with loss in any way. And it helped the both of us kind of talk through it. They helped us tremendously with that part. But with grief, I'm understanding it's not a start and stop. There's no hard stop.
Yeah, that's right.
Which, on a lighter end, it's still a relationship. I still have my relationship with my Sweet Pea, right? So that's helped me. And, having the little things, the pictures, or I have a locket with her hair in it.
Yeah.
Just little things like that. Taking the opportunity to have conversations, because the kids are curious.
Yeah.
And, when they bring her up, we just have our talks.
Yeah. I always wanted to be open with talking about him. And there were times where they didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to take I got different, books on grief for kids that were more appropriate, for their age and having gone through something like this. And I had to really hold myself back a lot. I can't make them do anything. I wanted to be there for them, but then I could hardly be there for myself.
Yeah.
So like you said, that part was really hard, that I wanted to extend myself, and even to Rudy's parents and his brother. I know his brother and my sister-in-law were hurting so much, but yeah, it's not a linear deal.
No.
And it's ups and downs, and everybody grieves differently. So I know it's kind of like a coined term, but it's really true.
Yeah.
And I do feel that actually talking about it and having his pictures up in our house. And I don't know if you've ever heard of parting stones, but we had his remains made into these stones. And so I could give them to my nephews. I could give them some stones that they could hold his hand, and then we have them in our home. We've given stones to his parents, and they've put it at different places, like his favorite tree that they would hike in Sedona. I've left stones in the ocean at Cancun, at LeBlanc, our favorite place that we would frequent all the time, he and I. It was his favorite beach. So I swam out with one of my girlfriends when we went for a little girls' weekend, and just threw the stone out there.
It's a great idea.
I travel with one, whenever I'm traveling, I always put one in my backpack. So if you guys haven't heard of parting stones, they are actually just very beautiful, white rocks, and
wow, I will
give you more of a, and you can do it with even your beloved pets.
Wow.
So I know. I think the company is out of New Mexico.
Okay.
So it's called Parting Stones. But, if you guys want to check it out for your loved ones too,
Yeah.
like it does really help, like you said, to have something that you can hold.
Yeah.
So
for me, I've got the locket, I've got this picture, and we just chose to cremate. I have this ring, so I've got some of her in here, and that helps me.
It does.
Yeah.
Because nothing's going to bring him back. But like you said,
Yeah.
we still can have a relationship with him. And I do feel like Rudy is always watching over us and, protecting us. And, also I feel like I don't dream of him so much. But when I do, it's actually like very interesting, the dreams. Like,
wow.
I feel like he's really there trying to tell me something.
That's amazing.
So,
Do you write your dreams down? I'm into dreams. Do you write your dreams down?
So I haven't been,
okay,
but I do like the practice. I used to do it more when I wasn't like running around like a maniac, which is my life right now.
No, it's all good.
So, this is this. I think, all of these things, like when you've experienced loss or trauma in this way, anything goes.
Yeah.
And whatever helps you to get up in the morning and be better for yourself and for others, whatever helps you to be stronger and closer to God.
Yeah.
Like those are the things that I find to be the most helpful through this process of the ups and downs and the grieving. And also, I found that saying no and just not being so social or trying to come back into myself or into my personal relationship with God, that helps me a lot too in the times that I'm really feeling it.
Yeah. Giving yourself grace. I know. Right, right after the funeral, you have to think about all the things.
I know.
Routine for the kids. You still got to cook. You still got to clean. You still got to, all the things. And so one of the questions that wasn't even asked of me yet, I was like, am I going to get back to doing worship? Am I going to get back to doing worship? And I wrestled with that because the heart of me, of course, because I know that's healing.
Yeah.
Healing for others. But I wrestled with that and I said, you know what? I'm going to take some space. It was just a little hiatus. I'm going to take some space and I'm not going to, because the way it happened, I believe a Sunday was coming up. But it was just too soon for me.
Yeah.
And so I took that space. And so knowing how to say no, just like you said, isn't a bad thing. It helps.
That's right.
Honestly.
And I feel bad. Like I feel like constant guilt or that I'm like, I should be there. I should do this. And oh my gosh, like I'm letting everyone down. But, it's worse to let yourself down. And it's worse to like go through the motions and not actually like recognize that, hey, you're going through something too. So as much as I extend myself to others, like I had to it really forced me to extend it first back to myself.
Yeah.
And it works.
It does.
It's hard to do.
It's very hard.
But it does work, I found. It does. So, well, I'm so thankful that you're back up on the worship team and gracing us with your beautiful voice.
Thank you.
I really admire you. I would love to be a singer. I really would love to be on the worship team maybe in the future, but I got to get some more lessons.
I'll keep that in mind. That's good.
I got to get some more lessons. But yeah, no, I think also, just touching briefly on this too, being an artist, it's not necessarily a linear path either. Right. And I think when you do have a gift and you are able to create and be a creator, it doesn't come with just all the butterflies and rainbows and stuff.
No, you
like it comes from a deep place, and a lot of the time that's pain.
Yeah, very
right?
true.
It's
very
pain,
true.
And so
making that choice to do, to express that.
Yeah, and I think with other people seeing you continue to have faith and be there worshiping God and, helping to lead the whole church in that. I mean, that is so inspiring because, everybody's going through something.
Exactly.
And that just reflects that they too can get through the pain and the suffering that they're going through and know that God is really there.
He is.
We can be the examples, I guess, in a sense. And we all are, I think, at different points in our life.
Absolutely.
Nobody goes without difficulties and challenges and stuff. But I do feel that when you can continue to show up and continue then to inspire others, like that's where God's true love and true power are reflected.
Yeah.
So you are doing that. You are absolutely doing
Thank
that.
you. You guys really make it easy, honestly. It's a beautiful ebb and flow. Being on stage is one thing, but you guys provide for us what we need to.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful dance.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
So I'm appreciative of what you guys pour back into us as we pour into you guys.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And I think that's exactly what God intends, you know? We can continue to be a light and it will help to light our own path.
Absolutely.
And we can rely on others to help light that path when we don't feel that we can do it ourselves, you know? So yeah, go Community Church.
Yes, please.
Thank
check
you
them out.
guys for everything you do. Well, this has been just such a wonderful episode. I think that we have a lot of viewers who are struggling and have, you know, situations in their lives where they're dealing with grief and suffering. And that's why I made this podcast, was I had gone through it myself. And I felt like, you know, this is a way that I can kind of give back.
Absolutely.
And also like celebrate others, right? And have stories here on this channel that are going to uplift and inspire.
Yeah.
So thank you for being a part of it.
Thank you for having me. This was amazing. I appreciate it. Tears and all.
I know. So thank you again for being here, being so candid and sharing your story. You are such an inspiration to our community. So I appreciate you.
Thank you
Now,
so much.
For our viewers who would love to get in touch with you, what's your Instagram handle?
Yes.
Contact?
So it's going to be Amante Lacey Worldwide. You'll have a lot of fun. We are absolutely a duo, and we just do life and worship together. It's good.
Okay.
Good time.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope that you continue to stay inspired. Please reach out. Find us at Community Church. You guys know my podcast. We're on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Share this episode with anyone who needs a little pick-me-up, and know that there's always hope and light at the end of the tunnel, even through darkest days. So that's what we're here for. I hope you love the show, and thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next episode.